everyone, it is the Loki Monster here, and the first thing I want to start out today is thanking my subscribers. With your help, I managed to reach 1k sub, so now I'm going to celebrate that with not only a calendar code giveaway, but also a giveaway for some AP in a game we like to play where in lore is Loki. So make sure you head over to the AEF and enter your video game cosplay in the calendar code competition, or try to find me in where in lore. So you might notice it's a little quiet around here in Babylon. That's because today we're going to be heading to Darkovia, and we're going to start at Bog's Cavern for a new quest for a brand new Shadowslayer sword. So we're going to come over here, talk to this brand new NPC, Altira Ravenlock, who is asking for our help to find her truest love who is missing. Now note, you will have to have played the Darkovia saga up until at least you have unlocked the castle bridge. So if you haven't played through the Darkovia storyline, you will have to play through it to a certain point before this quest unlocks. You're also going to have to hit the back button and then go in and talk to her again to trigger the cutscenes. So she tells us her loved one's gone missing and that he is probably gone after a vampire because he is a shadow slayer. And so we're going to go looking for him, and we're going to start our search for looking for him in the town. So we just turn this in, and then we get our first quest, which is to ask some vampires some questions. So we're just going to head out into the town of Darkhurst, and we're just going to go out the door because using the travel menu is just a waste of time, because you'd have to run back to get to where any of the vampires are. So you can just kill the vampires in here around town. Some will not have any information, but once you do have 10 with information, just return inside to Boggs and talk to Altira again. And just turn this in. So the information we got from the vampires was that he was heading towards the vampire castle. So they want to go check the forest for any evidence he is heading towards the castle. So the quickest way to the castle is to bring up Darkovia and go to Darkovia Castle Bridge. And then once we get to the bridge, we're going to turn around and exit again, and we'll be out in Darkovia Forest. And then you're just going to look for these little glowing sparkling lights, and you're going to follow your quest arrow in the upper right hand corner, and it will point you to all the locations. And as you may notice, my last one didn't count, so some of them will count and some of them won't. And there are in some interesting locations. So once you've gotten your last one here, we got it right there, we'll have another quest pop up that says to defeat the guards. So you won't have to go returning to Boggs to turn this one in. You can head straight to the castle and just kill all the guards around the outside of the castle. And you need 5 of them in total, and I believe there are 5 or 6 up here. And then once they're defeated, the quest line will update you to go to the bridge. So we're just going to enter the bridge. And then once you get to the bridge, approach the sparkling light to trigger a cutscene where you hear somebody screaming. Might be Shadowslayer L needing help, so we have to hurry. So I am really good at this. Not. I'm not much for parkour, so I was heading across the bridge because the arrow's pointing me across the bridge, and I often fall here, so I took my time and I worked my way across. So I make it across and I kill the bridge boss, and then I'm following the arrow, and all of a sudden it starts pointing downwards. So I end up jumping off the side and realize I could have just jumped off the side in the first place and just fought the guards down there instead. So you just want to approach this guard that's kneeling down here. who orders you to halt and questions what you're doing there. You explain you're looking for a Shadow Slayer, and judging by what this guy looks like, he's already there. Yes, he is there, but they've already turned him. What a sad story. So when we turn this in, we'll see a menu appear, and on that menu there's a travel to confront the monster. So click on that and it will take you directly to the tower that the vampire had told you about. And as you can see, everybody here is very dead. So we're just going to head all the way up the staircase to the very top, and then when you see him, just approach him and it will trigger a cutscene where the Shadow Slayer will give you no choice but to fight him. And a swift end it is if you are a max level player, but this is intended to be played during the second part of the Darkovia saga. So we have our drop here, and there will be another cutscene. I don't want to spoil all the cutscenes, but you will receive this awesome Shadowsunder blade. Now the blade does drop before the cutscene starts, so you only have a certain amount of time to get it, but that's not a worry. We're just going to return to Darkovia and Bog's Tavern again and talk to Alteria to trigger the final cutscene where she thanks you for returning his sword, even though he turned into a bloodlusty vampire. So you just need to turn this in, and then it's going to appear like if it's locked. This is just a glitch. Like I said, if you are a player who has not played through this saga, this is how it will look like. But if you just hit the back button, this will clear, and then you can click on her again. And if you want, you can replay the cutscenes, and you can also go back to see the boss and farm the sword again, one-shotting him if you're level 45. I also want to mention you might run into Just In Case in some new areas of lore. Just In Case is a fellow who helps you out just in case your gear is not quite good enough. So if I just click on the Green Guard gear below here, I can purchase any Green Guard gear, which is all power 60. This is so you can do an area without having to worry about whether you have to level up your gear beforehand. And you'll also find him in Heartwood and Livingstone, as well as Doomwood, and maybe even a few other places, including Ashfall. I found him, and each place you go, his gear will level up higher and higher. Now this is not only just him helping out players progress faster, so you don't have to stop to craft gear, or you don't have to go hop someplace that's scaled to farm drop gear. You can just get a scaled up version of the Guardian Sworn set for each of those areas. They have also increased the amount of XP you will earn along the way, so you can also progress faster from the beginning all the way to Ashfall. So this will speed up players' progress and decrease their amount of playtime required to reach Ashfall. I want to thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.